Every fucking time you do this to me. You do this to me, England, every single time. But this one hurts more than Portugal 2006, more than Portugal 2004, more than frickin' Germany 1996. God. England have lost to Iceland 2-1 tonight. This has got to go down as one of the worst, most pathetic England performances, international performances that I've ever seen from a team which has supposedly got as much quality as England. It was absolutely fucking abysmal. Not one player on that pitch can come off feeling any sort of happiness or any pride, because that whole performance was shit, and it was just completely full of shit and fear. It's unbelievable how bad we played. I mean, we all watched it, and I don't think anyone can put into words just how bad we played. Because if you you don't win matches on possession. That doesn't bloody happen. Fucking know that's first freaking from being an Arsenal fan. You don't win matches by just having 70% possession. It's not how football works. And you don't win matches by having your freaking Harry Kane taking fucking corners and free kicks. Oh my god, there's so much to depict from this absolute shambolic performance. Right, let's get into it, shall we? So the game opens up, and we do some good pressure early in sort of first minute or two. Second minute, ball's played into Sterling. He touched it past the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper brings him down. Penalty. Great. Early days. And it's really well put away by Rooney. It's bottom right corner. The goalkeeper was never getting... No goalkeeper was getting to that penalty. It was absolutely fantastically put away. And it was the perfect start. You couldn't really picture what was going to fucking happen throughout the rest of the 88 minutes. Yeah, so Rooney makes it 1-0. And then, like, a minute later, it's a long throw-in. Now, Iceland, we knew this. Everyone knew that Iceland have got that freaking guy who can throw that ball like a fucking hammer ball. I'm not even joking. It goes fucking miles. So... yeah, they get a throw in, long ball into the box. It's just really, really shitly defended. Like, it's worse than you could ever possibly imagine for a Sunday league. It's so bad. You got two players marking one guy. You haven't got the right defenders marking the more, potent attackers and more dangerous attackers. You got Kyle Walker, who doesn't realise he's defending, and the ball is just lobbed into the box, headed on, knocked down, and then the defender Sigurdsson, not Gylfi Sigurdsson, he smashes it in for 1-1, literally 90 seconds after Rooney's opener. And nothing Joe Hart could do, but no one was being commanded in the England box. So, it was really bad defending. And then 20 minutes in, with, as I say, it's been about 70% possession. Iceland defending really well, just clearing up any potential danger, and they looked quite threatening. And once again, they get another throw in. It's worked its way to how do you say his name? Sigforsson, I think that's how you say his name. And from the edge of the area, he just has a finesse shot. and Joe Hart somehow allows it to like hit the bottom of his hand and roll in, and it's, you think the Wales save, well, I say Wales save, the save against Wales, which wasn't a fucking save because he pushed it into the net. You think that was bad? This is I don't even, this is worse. Oh my god, it was like a fucking daisy cutter and somehow still let it in. So we go 2-1 down, and then I'm not kidding, for the next 25 minutes, so this was at 20 minutes where they scored their second goal, and then next 25 minutes up to the 45 minute mark, it's just possession for England, and then Iceland, you know, tidying up. Harry Kane was once again having one of his shitty matches that apparently he's become quite accustomed to in this tournament. It was woeful. He was, I didn't even see him. He did nothing apart from just fuck up every time he had the ball, which was very rarely, to be fair. Sloppy passes. Eric Dyer was having a bloody shocker, and half time it's 2-1 to Iceland, and you'd argue that they only had 2 shots, but they're taking the chances, and they were defending and passing better than we were. They'd had less possession, but they were passing better than us. So yeah, second half starts. Wilshere comes on for Dyer, as I say, who was having an absolute mare. Oh, he was awful, just giving the ball away, out position. Sorry, not watching the mark. Oh, it's awful. But yeah, so Wilshere comes on. His first touch is a slip pass, so that doesn't fill with confidence, does it? And then it's just very much the same. It's possession, then misplaced passes, no chances being created. Harry Kane taking free kicks and booting them towards the corner flag, and it was so there was no coherence of the England team. There was no coherence. There was no game plan. This is what worried me about this match. And I was watching it when it got to the 60th minute. I started to realise there was a major issue here, and that was that none of the players. We had about 4 different free corner takers. There was no decisions going on between the players. There was no communication, and I think Ian Wright summed it up as well. You could actually see the fear in the players' eyes. You knew that they could potentially lose, and this would be the biggest loss in England's history. To lose against Iceland, I'm not being rude, Iceland were fantastic in this match, but it's Iceland and we were England. We should never have lost this match in a million years. Those players are terrified, and it's the reason I've said this all along to everyone I've spoken to. You cannot take that inexperience into a major tournament like this, especially the English, because we have tendencies to bottle it. Funny how our team was full of Spurs players, am I right? Oh, they were terrified. You could see it in their eyes. I think one of the worst culprits for that was Rooney, and Rooney, Kane, Ali. He was you could see it. It was shocking. You knew we were losing this match at about the 60-minute mark. Who else does Hodgson bring on? He brings on Vardy. Doesn't take Kane off. Got no freaking idea why. So he takes Vardy off. So he brings Vardy on, takes Sterling off, who actually was. I say he was doing all right. He got a penalty. That was it. I mean, I was still taking Harry Kane off over Sterling, to be honest. So yeah, brings on Vardy. Vardy he's struggling to get in the game. It's not his fault. There's nothing happening apart from misplaced passes. And then it's just a concession of freaking different people taking corners, overhitting every single one of these corners. Kane eventually has a shot which actually does go on target for once. The goalkeeper pushes it over. It's a comfortable save. And then he takes Rooney off, doesn't he? And he brings on, I'm trying to think who he brought on. Rashford, that's it. He brought on Rashford, who actually was the best bloody player for England, even though he played for 7 minutes of the match. Crazy, absolutely mental. Now, I just have to ask, after his performance the last couple of matches, where was Adam Lallana? Why was he starting behind Sterling? I think I'm not Adam Lallana's biggest fan, but judging over the last two games' performances, why wasn't he starting over Sterling? I don't get why Hodgson did what he did. I didn't understand it. I don't understand it now. I've been questioning Hodgson ever since that debacle at the World Cup, where we were absolutely shocking. And once again, we played Russia, Slovakia, Wales and Iceland, and we barely won one of them matches. We only just won one of them. It's unbelievable. The press did their best job once again at hyping up this England team to be winners, and they're absolute bottle jobs. I have to deal with this every season with Arsenal. I'm not happy to keep dealing with it with international football as well. So, as a result, Hodgson has resigned. No doubt in my mind it was the right... He couldn't have done it. It would have been insulting had he not resigned. I feel like he's done it now because he doesn't want so much focus to be on the match. He wants it more to be on, oh, who's going to replace Hodgson and try and build up the future. Oh, we're going to win the World Cup in 2018, wherever it is. No, it's not. Hodgson, you need to eat. You know, you've baked your humble pie, now eat it. That match cannot be forgotten. That will be stained into our history. That is the worst England performance I have ever witnessed, and that is one of the worst international performances I've ever seen in my life. From players who are earning the best part of £100,000 a week, and the manager who's on 4.3 million a year. I think it's unbelievable. I know you can have off games, but every single one of them should be ashamed. Absolutely ashamed of themselves. What would have been the point? Even if we'd gotten through, we would have lost against France. We were that bad. Iceland, all credit to them. They were fantastic. They defended fantastically. They took their chances. They played as a team. It's what you need. Take Leicester, for example. You need to play as a team. You can't just, give it to... You can't just take pot shots from 30 yards and expect them to go in all the time. It doesn't work, especially when you're booting them a million miles away over the bar. A few people I have to point out. Joe Hart, abysmal tournament so far. He's been really, really poor, and I'm not taking the excuse, oh well, England have had no defending, so he's not been, their goals have caught him off guard. Though he's been like this for the last few years, I've criticised Joe Hart. I mean, he's had some good saves, but he makes more mistakes than he makes good saves. Fraser Forster should have been playing, and it's an absolute travesty that Jack Butland got injured, because I would have definitely put him at number one. Harry Kane / Sterling, although I feel like I should criticise Kane more because Sterling did actually get a penalty. Kane is one of the worst, and I'll tell you why he's one of the worst, because he has actually stated that he is 100% fit and not tired. If those were things going against him, maybe I couldn't criticise him. But the fact that he's saying that he's 100% fit and ready to play, that is the worst performance I've ever seen, solo performance from a player I've ever seen in an international football match, maybe even in a live match of football. I've never seen someone who couldn't make a pass, couldn't take a free kick, and oh my, he will never ever want to watch that match again. He was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I would degrade him 2 freaking ratings or more on FIFA just based on that woeful performance. And last but not least, I'm gonna what ifs. I mean, Hodgson clearly didn't have a game plan. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to combat the difficulties that he was facing. He took too many young players. He should have taken Walcott. I know Walcott was playing bad, but he would have been a more viable option than what he took. Some players we never even saw. Players who could have made the difference. And it's all what ifs again, and I've got a funny feeling this isn't the last because it's England. But no, it's an absolutely appalling performance from England, and I just have to credit Iceland for capitalising on it because they played brilliantly and we were absolutely shambolic. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you thought about tonight's performance. If you thought we were good, I know you're not going to think we're good because that would be a lie. What you thought about the performance, who was to blame, and if you do like the video, it'd be awesome if you give it a thumbs up. Although I'm sorry about the swearing, I'm just a bit emotional right now. But yep, thanks again for watching, guys, and oh boy.